we are. So, hope people can see and hear us. Had a little problem earlier today with my system, and I think I have it corrected now, but we'll talk about that later. So anyways, who's here right now? Marianne is here from Pittsburgh. Hello, Marianne. And Jan is here with two kitties, a tongue, some glasses, and
I think it's hugs.
is that hugs? Are those hugs? Okay. I don't read emoticons or emoticon or emojis. What are they called? I don't know. Hi Donna. Hi Glenna.
Hello. I'm still wearing glasses. It's because I'm on antibiotics, eye drops until next Thursday.
Yeah. Hello Joanne and Laura. And Nancy is here. Hello, Nancy. We're just waiting for people to come in here before we get going. Really don't know what we're going to talk about today, but I did put a possibly clickbait in the title. I said, let's talk stupid. Stupid people. I see stupid people.
Lots of stupid people on that next.
That was what we were going to talk about. Don't jump ahead.
Oh, okay.
You know, you're the kind of person that if you said to you, what was the movie about? Oh, well, at the end they kill him. Okay, fine. Don't need to watch that now, do I? No. Gail's here. Hi, Gail. Hi, Marchan. Hi, Derek. Hi, Jan. Hi, Eddie. Hi, Barb.
Yeah, well, I'm the type of person that if I read a book, I read the end last few pages first.
Yeah, of course you do. Yeah, right. Derek's here. Hello. Derek says hello. All sorry I missed last week. Luggage lost. Was stranded in Amsterdam airport trying to get back from Denmark to Scotland.
Yeah, apparently there's a lot of that going around.
Hello, Linda. Did I say hello to Gail? I think I did. Well, if I didn't, I'm saying hello to Gail right now. Yeah, the airports, it's still kind of, not great for traveling. Oh, Marchan, were you, well, I think everybody in Florida was affected, but were you okay in your area with Hurricane Ian there? Hello, Joe. Hello, Mozilla. Hello, Linda. Hello, Kathy. Jan does it too, she says. Does what?
I don't know.
I don't know. What did you say that you did? She says she does it too. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention to you, so that's probably why I don't know. Other people maybe pay attention.
I don't know what I said.
I have no idea either.
Between my glasses.
Well, do you know your name? No. Okay, so let's get started, and we'll say hello to those that come in a little bit later and whatnot. So what's Walter been working on? I ask this question every week, and we know the answer, don't we?
I was caulking windows yesterday.
Oh, Walter was out caulking caulking windows, so we won't get drafty and cold. Okay, so that was a thrill. Read back of the book. Oh, that's what Jan said. Yeah. Pam's here. Hi, Pam. Marchan says, thank goodness it veered and we missed a lot of it. We just had rain and a little wind. Feel sorry for the rest of Florida, but that's why I live in the central section. Yeah, looked pretty bad on what we could see on the news. Read the last chapter of the book. Yep. Sue. Hello, Sue. Hand stitching binding, so I'm glad you're here today. And Jeannie's here. Hi, Jeannie, before I forget, something weird with your email address. When I try to send you a message, like confirmation for the retreat, it bounces back to me after several hours later. It says something timed out or whatever, time expired. So I don't know what the matter is because you're on Comcast, and unless for some reason, I don't know, it's rejecting my email. But anyways, just to let you know, Jeannie, you are registered for it. Purple Wall's here. I searched for the synopsis of the TV show so I know how it's going to end while everyone's watching it. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I do that too.
I don't want to do that. That's part of the
I like to find out what's going on.
Cheryl's here. Hi, Cheryl. Yeah, you people. I don't.
It's like I'll go into IMDb or whatever and see how many people are in the episodes, right?
Yeah, I know. You're busy reading all these stats to me.
So it'll say like somebody's in 8 episodes out of 10, and I go, oh, they're getting killed off.
Yeah, yeah. Jeez. Hi, Ron. Yeah, you're a real killjoy when it comes to watching anything because you're reading all these stats and everything. I'm trying to watch the show.
Well, you're the one that's always asked me, "Oh, that guy looks familiar. Who's that?"
And then you have to tell me his whole biographical background, or movie, cinema biography, or whatever. Hello, Teresa. But anyway, so that's what you cocked windows. Do anything else exciting this week? No. Hi, Marilyn. She likes your glasses, Walter.
They're
Hi,
actually kind of
Patsy.
old. I don't wear them very often. I only wear them when I have an eye infection.
Well, when you first got those glasses, you said you really liked them.
I did, but I don't know if I like them anymore.
I don't know if I like them anymore either. I liked them when you first got them.
Yeah.
But anyways, tastes change. So that's all you've been doing this week. Well, isn't that a thrill? I've done a few things. I'm going to show you the pictures here once I get them up on the screen. So this quilt, this is that One Block Wonder quilt. I now have it, the top done. Next stage, of course, is to get it sandwiched and to quilt it. I think I might do some wavy type, something that looks like waves since it's a mermaid and all that kind of stuff. I'm fairly happy with it. I don't think I'd want to make another one because I found it tedious, to be quite honest about it all. And you know, you have to applique on here as well, certain pieces on top of the panel and everything. But the one thing about it, it's kind of forgiving in your seams allowances, because your seam allowances can be anywhere from 1/8 to 1/2 inch. They tell you that in the instructions when you're trying to put the sucker together. So anyways, the top is done. Yay. Started working on this one today. This was a kit. It's boring kit. I bought this when we went on our big London fabric haul trip there a month or so ago, 2 months ago now. 2 months ago?
Yeah.
Pretty much. Well, it was in September, so yeah, about a month and a half. Anyways, it's just, you know, rectangles of fabric, and it's flannel. They're all flannel. I've never done anything in flannel before. And believe it or not, that is Tula pink fabric.
Yeah. I don't particularly care for it.
I don't either. That's probably why they were trying to get rid of it and put it in a kit. I'm adding to it though. You see, I've got an embroidered 2 gnomes in the back of a truck with a Christmas tree. Well, I'm going to put 3 different ones across it there, and I'm going to do sort of a chunky blanket stitch applique around the diamonds, and then I'll quilt it. Yeah, it's a little amusing time waster, you know, kind of a thing. But yeah, it doesn't really throw me. Been working on my Christmas socks, and I've added some freestanding lace snowflakes on it, which I did in variegated Floriani thread from that collection you gave me on my birthday, kind of a thing. They turned out pretty good. I'm not sewing them on though. I'm gluing them with fabric glue. It's easier than that, because you know me and hand sewing, I suck at that. So anyways, those are some things I've been up to. And I think there's one more picture on here if I find this cursor. Well, maybe there's not another picture on here. I thought there was. But I guess, yeah, there they are. Why couldn't I get that? Walter made Dutch pancakes for brunch today. And
yesterday.
Was it yesterday? Oh yeah, it was yesterday. What's the day? Yeah. And they're like a crepe, a little thicker than a crepe, not quite as fluffed up as a regular pancake, but you spread them out when they're warm, and you put butter on them. Then you sprinkle brown sugar and then some strawberries. You can see a strawberry.
Actually, those don't look as appetizing because that's the bottom part of them. The front were nice and brown.
Whatever. Then you roll them and you pour syrup on them, and they're delicious. They're absolutely delicious.
Yeah, I was making those.
Yeah.
Been making you dinner.
Oh yeah, last night you did shrimp curry, didn't you? Yeah. That was okay. For a change. Whatever. Well, I've been on a retreat all weekend. More about that in a moment. What are people saying here? I wish they wouldn't put this thing up on YouTube. That drives me nuts. Why am I having trouble manipulating things today with this mouse? Let's see here. Oh, Marlene's here. Yeah, Ron, exactly. He says maybe Walter shorts will be ready for next summer.
Mm-hmm.
You don't like those shorts. That's
I
why
don't
you're not
like
fitting
those
up.
shorts either. So
Ooh, you look dapper in your glasses, according to Jan. Dapper. Ooh. Jeannie says, Stephen, I'm on Cox, not Comcast. I don't know what's happened. On Cox. Because when you sent me that email about the retreat, your email was listed as Comcast.net. I thought. So Jeannie, can you send it to me in the body of an email later on, and I'll just check everything out and get it working okay. Um, thanks, Teresa. Oh, Dana, what are you doing? Did you leave the retreat to come on here, or are you doing two things at once? You naughty person. Hi, Andy. Um, Purple walls here. Wow, it looks amazing. Thank you. Great quilt, so intricate design. Yeah, it looks great, but I wouldn't make another one. No. Pam says doing a class for that type of quilt has got to be the way to go. I imagine there's plenty of people who've started and never finished. Well, it's not a hard thing to do. It's a little tedious, as I said, and there's a lot of cutting. A lot of cutting. Because there are different ways to do one block wonders, but this particular one uses 7 panels, all the same. And 6 of them you have to pile up on top of each other, then you stick pins through it to make sure they're all lined up exactly the same. And then you cut them into 3.5-inch strips, and then you take each, so you have 6 strips, all the same, and then you cut each of those 6 strips in one pile into 60-degree 3 and I think it works out 3 3/2 inch or something like 3.5-inch triangle, 60-degree. So you have 100 of these bloody hundreds, not hundred, hundreds of these little triangles, and then you start forming half hexagons, and you got to lay it out, and then you got to do some applique, and it's kind of involved, not hard, but tedious. Laura says, "Is that a fish to the right of the girl's face?" Yes, it is. It's her tail, and then down a little further, there is a seahorse as well. Yeah, I agree, Barb. I don't like it either. Um, well, that's an idea, Dana. She says use it as a backing on a quilt. Could do that. Yep. Um, Marchand says, Stephen, the artist that designs your panel was Josephine Wall, and I love her stuff. Very much fantasy artist. Yes. And those were difficult panels to get my hands on. I went to K&A Studio online. They're in Ingersoll, Ontario. We had actually gone to that store, and if you saw that video where we showed it, they have a really great store. It's huge. Um, but I bought them out. I needed 7 panels. They had exactly 7 of that panel. Then I thought maybe I should get a couple of extra just in case. I'm bound to make a mistake. Well, do you think I could find it in Canada? I could get it from a couple of places in the States, but it was going to cost me an arm and a leg. And as it is, I ordered it from a place out in Alberta, and it ended up costing me for 2 panels plus shipping $60 Canadian, whereas I bought 7 panels, the same one, from K&A Studio in Ingersoll, and with shipping, actually I think I got free shipping, because if you buy over $100 worth, you get free shipping. I think it cost me $110 for 7 panels. So yeah, and as it ends up, I did actually use one of those extra panels because I decided to cut something different out of that. But anyways, such is life. Um, Janet Lloyd says, "Oh, hi, Janet. Hello from Texas." Jeannie says, "Walter, the pancakes look delicious."
they were.
They were. And what makes them different from regular pancakes?
I don't think it has baking powder in it or something like that.
Well, you made them. You don't remember what you put in them?
Well, I don't know. I don't usually make regular pancakes. I only make those pancakes.
Well, baking regular pancakes. Well, I use the Bisquick, so.
Yeah, well, I think they usually what's different about them is they're not fluffy. They're a little bit more like a crepe. They're more dense.
They're thicker than a crepe, though. But
yeah, they're more dense. All it really has in it is flour, milk, a little bit of salt, a little bit of vanilla, I can't remember what else goes in there.
I don't.
But it doesn't have any sort of raising agent in it, like baking powder or something like that. I think regular pancakes have baking powder in it.
Yeah, well, the Bisquick probably has baking powder in it.
Yeah.
Whatever, with that. So, yeah, but they are quite good. And I think they'd be really good as a dessert kind of thing, you know?
Yeah.
You make crepe Suzette with those.
Yeah.
Too. They're a little bit heavier, but nevertheless, they're still good. What's looking down there? Dana says, I did leave the retreat for you, and I'm doing two things at once, eating a snack and watching. Okay. Glad to know you can do two things at once there, Dana. Barb says,
needed a break, right?
Yeah. Barb says, did you have a lot of leftovers from the One Block Wonder? Yeah, I did. Quite a few. I've got a whole bunch of half hexagons, which are sitting in a pile, and I could probably make small projects out of them. I could, pillows or even table runners or something. I may do something with them someday. I don't know. We'll see. Oh, hello, Brenda from the West Coast. Marilyn says no eggs.
Yeah, actually, there were 2 eggs in it. I couldn't remember what else. It was flour, milk, eggs, a little bit of vanilla, a little bit of salt, and that's about it.
Pamela says she loves apples.
A little bit of sugar. So
she says, I love apples mixed into my pancake batter. My grandma always did it that way. But you could probably do that with those too.
Yeah, you can. My mother used to make them that way too.
Actually, that'd be really good.
Yeah.
Oh God. Let's have some for dinner tonight. I had yesterday. Jan says they are like English pancakes.
Probably.
I don't know. I don't know if I've ever had an English pancake.
My parent. These are called Dutch pancakes, so I imagine they're probably the same.
Yeah, I tried to make them.
They tend to be a little bit. They're just doughier, and they're not like if you pour syrup on them. The syrup just lays on top of that, whereas the pancakes that they make here usually are the ones that you get here. They kind of suck up the syrup. Yeah. So,
hi Barb. But there is actually, I did a video segment on one of my vlogs way back about a year or so ago, which a lot of people thought was one of my funniest videos because I tried to make the Dutch pancakes one day and I thought I'd film myself. Well, it was disaster from beginning to end with it. It was an unintentional comedy. So
yeah, I think he added too much milk or something.
I don't know. I had a lot of problems with it. But anyways, yes, apparently I can't make those either. So whatever. I can make crepes, and I have, and my crepes are delicious. And my crepes are delicious.
Yeah, they're very good.
Yeah, thank you. Really good.
Barb Olson says the video is so
yeah,
funny.
That one I made. That was unintentional. I did. Hi, Paula. Yes, yeah, I had a little problem with it. Yeah, that's the one, Pamela. Anyways, so let's see. Okay, just before we forget, next week, Stephen and Walter Live will be on 1 hour earlier because it's Thanksgiving, and we're going over to my sister's for dinner, and she wants us over there for about 5:30. And since we usually go from 4 to 5:30, we'll be going from 3 to 4:30 next week. So set your calendar, set it in your reminder or whatever. So 3 o'clock next Sunday as opposed to 4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Okay, let's do some updates. Retreat update. Well, if you haven't signed up yet and you're intending to, you snooze, you lose. We're at 68 right now. And that's in just, 8 days since I posted the video? 9 days if you count today. So if you want to be at the retreat, you need to register for it. And when you do register for it, I will send you out an email that gives you some more details about it all, plus the links for the Zoom and for the Friday night icebreaker cocktail party as well. So yeah, the response has been really good. It should be a good day, and I'm happy the response is good, not for my sake, but for the sake of my presenters. I spend a great deal of time, and they're spending a great deal of time putting their presentations together and everything for this. And it would be really a shame, because they're going to be good presentations. It would be really a shame if they had like 3 people, and counting me, to do this for. So I'm happy that there's that number, but I can still take more. I can do slightly over 90 people. So there's still room, but every day I get more registrations. So it is filling up. So as I said, you snooze, you lose. Just like that. Well, Laura, that's not an excuse. Just change your plans. Jeez. What have I told you for? Hi, Iser. Or Iser. I'm probably saying your name wrong, and I'm sorry. It's Iser or Izar. Sorry that if I'm saying it wrong, which I probably am. Okay, I was just catching up here to see anything else. So that is happening, the retreat. Craft and Chat. Craft and Chat is coming up on Wednesday, first Wednesday of the month, starting at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The link for it is in the show notes below. It was also in the show notes for all the videos that went up last week, and it'll be in the videos on Monday and Tuesday, which is my vlog on Monday and Idiot Quilter on Tuesday. So it's all there. All are welcome to do whatever you want to do. It doesn't have to be sewing or quilting. It can be whatever you want to use that time for. And you can come and go as you please with that. We usually run from about 1 o'clock until 4 o'clock. You can stay to the bitter end or, come late, go early, whatever grabs you, whatever works in your schedule. And we had our first sew/craft with me. We tried it. I tried it this week. I think it was Wednesday. I was pretty much sewing all day on Wednesday. I didn't have any other plans. So we had a few people. We didn't have a lot, but that's okay. It's for whoever wants to, to work on something and have company. I get the hiccups now. I always get the hiccups when I make videos. I don't know why that is. Maybe it's you.
Maybe it's because you're yakking so much and sucking air in.
Oh, see this pen? It has a sharp little end. I'd like to see if the ink runs out of it. Right between your eyes. Okay, so what was I talking about? Oh yeah, the sew and craft with me. Probably won't do one this coming week because I'm at a class all day on Monday. Wednesday's craft and chat, so don't want to overkill a good thing, kind of a deal. But like I said before, the Zoom link is a permanent Zoom link. It never changes. It's always in my show notes for everything, and all you need to do is click on that. Let's say you're sitting there and it's 11 o'clock in the morning and you're sewing away and you're a little bit bored and you want some company. Click on the link. If I'm here within 1 minute, I'll let you in. If I don't let you in within a minute, then it means I'm not online. But if I'm there, I'll let you in. So that's how that works. And any comments here I need to look at? No. Okay, so as I said, I have been on a retreat all weekend. It's with my group, the Quilter's Way. Well, it's not my group. I'm a member of the group. Dana, who's on here, is also a member of that group. And this is the Kim Jameson Hurst, the Quilter's Way group that you've heard me talk about many times before. And so she was having Energize. She calls her retreat Energize 6.0. And yep, lots of discussion, lots of fun. It is a private thing though. So for any of you that didn't hear about it, the reason you probably didn't hear about it is because you're not a member. You need to be a member. For those of you that are quilters out there, especially ones who are just getting started in quilting, you might want to go on to Chatterbox Quilts. Just do a search for Chatterbox Quilts because TQW is part of that. And check it out. It is a good site for people who want to get together with other people to quilt, but also there's a lot of classes on there, which with your membership, those are all free. And Kim has quite a few classes as well. And they're all very, very helpful. And if you want to check out what Kim's teaching style is like, you can go on YouTube and just look up Chatterbox Quilts, and you'll find many of her videos on there as well. Hi Sly. Hey, that rhymes. Hi Sly. So that's what I've been doing all weekend, and that's how I got everything done. It was a very productive weekend for me. I was sewing and embroidering my face off. So yeah, I had a good spurt of energy. And in fact, it's still going on right now as we speak. I tried to entice them to that I could broadcast them on here as well, but no go on that one. They're shy with it. So that's been great. And I am making an appearance next Saturday morning at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on another YouTube creator's channel. You may know him. It's the guy who sews, Sean. I have interviewed Sean before. Sean interviewed me before. And we decided we would get together. He does a live show every Saturday morning for about an hour, hour and a half, where he often has a guest quilter, sewer on with him, content creator. And we just work on our projects and talk about whatever. And people are, join in on the conversation. It's done on Zoom. So I'll be on there next Saturday, and if you want to check it out, just do a search for the guy who sews on YouTube, and you'll probably find the link in there. You might have to click on his videos. It usually pops up about a little just before 8 o'clock in the morning, and so, yeah. Okay, so today, what are we going to talk about? I said this to Walter. What are we going to talk about? And he's always filled with lots of ideas. Yes, I am being sarcastic. Hi, Tracy. Hi, Kathy. So anyways, it's getting time to shut down the garden. We've got some peppers that we want to do something with. And
Walter, I think I'm just going to freeze them.
Yeah, Walter's just going. Well, you're going to what? Chop them up?
Chop them up and freeze them.
And freeze them in little baggies, so they're kind of like
one serving things.
One serving things or whatever. Like if you're cooking or something.
Well, we don't have that many. So
well, no, we don't. But it's the only thing the squirrels left us.
Yeah, I know. The squirrels have been eating everything else. Mm-hmm. All our green tomatoes are gone.
Yep, they love those. Hi, Veronica. Yeah, so we're gonna do that, and I'm sad to see the garden go.
Yeah, I'm beginning to not look forward to winter.
No, because it looks so nice. You've seen pictures I've shown you. Our container gardens out there, and one morning we're gonna wake up and everything's gonna be laying on the deck dead because it'll all gone to mush because frost will have finally gotten to it. That's why I say we have to harvest what we have left. I did bring in a basil plant that was outdoors in the pot. I'm gonna see if I can keep it alive during the winter. I don't know how much luck I'll have with it. And actually what I should do is harvest a lot of the basil that's out there and just dry it, hang it up, let it dry
in a microwave.
No. Yes, did you know you can dry herbs in a microwave? Sort of. I don't know if I've ever told you this story. Years and years ago, many years ago, like
previous house,
35 years ago, probably. We had a big garden in our backyard in our first house because you see, it was our first house, and I was all gung ho. It wasn't actually Walter's first house, but I was all gung ho about putting in a big garden, Yeah. And one year I decided we switched the garden over to pretty much a lot of herbs. And I thought, well, what am I going to do with all these herbs? I need to dry them. How do you dry them? Well, I found a book or something. Yeah, it was a book, I think. Drying herbs in the microwave. And you want to know something? As funny as that sounds, it works. It absolutely does work. Except, okay? So I was merrily drying everything in there, and I came to what they call summer savory. Okay? Summer sage. Was it summer sage? Summer savory. No, I think it was called summer savory or something. Anyways, it was like sage. So I put the sage in, walked away, turned my back, came back. Oh, fire. There's a fire in the microwave. Yeah, they were dried real good. They were burning up. And so I opened up the microwave door, and, what do? Put out the flame. Blow on it. Of course. Yeah, blow on it, and ashes everywhere from this stuff. So it all blackened the inside of the microwave and whatnot. So blackened the microwave, but I cleaned it up. But then I thought
there were permanent marks inside.
Yeah. Well, you came home and you went,
how come the microwave is black inside?
How come the microwave is black? And I went, Ricky! Lucy, what did you do now? I dried herbs in the microwave. Never did that again. Yeah, so it can be done. Um, the purple wall says, I made my basil into pesto and then froze it in ice cube trays for cooking. Oh,
That's a good idea.
yeah, because I made pesto this week with it. Still a little bit of it left, I think. Did I save some of that? I think
Or
I
even
did.
if we just grind it up into just the leaves and put them in ice cube trays
That's true. You could do it that way
and
too.
yeah,
There was a point in time in the grocery store that you could buy them like
yeah.
that. They had them in ice cubes. I haven't seen that for a while. Like the novelty must have wore off. But yeah, that's a good idea though.
Gotta see if we have any ice cube trays.
I don't think we do. I don't know.
We
But
have an
no,
automatic ice
I
cube
was thinking
maker.
of making up some batches of pesto,
Yeah,
put them in like smaller containers. I mean, I don't know how much you got. It means we
yeah,
have to buy more pine nuts than what you bought
yeah.
before, you cheap bugger. How much were pine nuts?
Not cheap. They're like $60 a bag. No, I don't know how much they were. They're expensive.
You know, because you got me exactly half a cup, and that's what the recipe called for. Good thing. But actually, I thought the pesto turned out pretty good, so maybe that would be a good thing to do with it too. Oh, what Gail says she's interested to know what happened to the frog. Well,
Still there.
Well, but we're not sure if it's the same frog.
Mm.
Walter said it looks smaller. He's either shrinking or it's a different one, but I don't know. But he's still living underneath the barbecue cover. And Walter ordered a new barbecue cover because
Well, I never did like that barbecue cover anyway. So
didn't say Napoleon on it. Our barbecue's a Napoleon. So he had to have a Napoleon one. But whatever. So I don't know what we're going to do about Froggy. If it gets colder, we don't know if he's going to live under there in the winter. I don't know what he's eating. Like,
maybe that's why he's getting smaller.
well, maybe, but that's not our fault. He can
No.
get out.
Yeah.
He got in. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what we're going to do about Froggy. Ezer says, and Swiss chard. And Swiss chard, what? To make pesto? Or put in ice cube trays? Jan says, took our gazebo down today. I really hate it when the cottage gets shut down for the winter. That's it. So, Jan, when do you come back to civilization then? Barb says, did you videotape it?
No, that was before videotapes existed.
Yeah. Yeah, this was a long time ago. And Tracy says, freeze dry them if you have a freeze dryer or dehydrator. No, we don't have either one of those. No. Yeah, fresh pesto. Okay. Little late. Oh.
Ginny.
Ginny is
Ginny.
Jenny. I don't know why I want to say it the other way. Anyways, late. Sorry. Okay. We'll forgive you this time.
Yeah, they hibernate.
Frogs.
In the winter,
You're talking about frogs. Yeah.
Yeah. I read that they supposedly go under leaves and under the snow cover and hibernate.
Well, maybe he's getting ready for that already, but I don't know. Barb says, give Froggy some dried herbs. I don't know. Are frogs vegetarian?
I don't know. I think I have to look at what they eat.
I thought they ate like
bugs.
flies. I thought they ate bugs.
No.
So I don't know. Chances, Steve, you need to make Freddy a little house with your 3D printer. You know, frog house. He seems to be very happy underneath that barbecue cover. Mm-hmm. But the barbecue cover can't stay out there all winter like that. Mm-hmm. Well, I suppose it could, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Eddie says, freeze the frog. I bet he would be great with frozen peppers. Yeah. Frog's legs, yeah. Whatever. But, yeah, I'll be sad to see the garden go. But next year, we have to do something about the squirrels. I mean, last year we didn't have that problem.
Yeah, we did. We had the problem.
Not up on the deck.
Not up on the deck. We didn't have tomatoes we didn't have full tomatoes up on the deck.
We had cherry tomatoes.
Yeah, we did. The squirrel didn't find them until this year. So anyway,
electrify it.
Yeah, I'll have to figure something out next year for that.
Yeah, because they're eating all of our tomatoes. So what else? Oh, we got an update on our doors and windows. We're not sure when they're coming.
Well, they gave us a date of October 9th, so in and around there. So we're supposed to hear from the scheduler so I guess on October 22nd.
Yeah, well,
no,
we're not having them on October 22nd. That's the retreat.
No.
So no.
I would expect we'll have to allocate 2 days where they may have to do it, because I don't know if they can do everything in one day.
You probably can. I'm not looking forward to this with all the stuff I have to move. Ugh.
It's not that bad.
Yeah, well, those tables have to be moved out of there.
Yeah, I know.
Like that one table folds
It'd
down
be
over
good
there.
to clean out the corner.
Why? Well, I'll probably find a few things that I'm missing. Hi, Am. Laura says frogs eat everything from grasses to all kinds of bugs. They love mosquitoes and small flies, crickets, etc. Yeah, but I don't know how he's getting at these things. I don't know. Tracy says, looking forward to Wednesday. Okay, great, Tracy. Glad that you are. So, that's the garden. That's the doors and the windows. Okay, so I had a little problem with my software that runs what you're seeing now. As you know, I can switch scenes back and forth, right? I have a little box called a Stream Deck, and it's been working fine for the longest time. But then, OBS, which is free software that a lot of content creators use for when they go live, or when I make my videos too, I use that as well before I do the final compilation in Final Cut. And you know, it's very handy having this little box where I can push a button and I can switch, like when I switch to a different screen to show you things and stuff like that. Everything was working fine. Then OBS came out with an upgrade. Yay. So I installed the upgrade. Elgato, who's also the manufacturer of Stream Deck, came out with an upgrade as well for their software that runs the little box. Guess what? The two don't play nice with each other, which was causing me a lot of grief. I have it fixed now, I hope. I don't know how I fixed it, though. I really don't. I was racking my brains trying to figure it out. And of course, it doesn't help that I'm using this on a Mac, because unlike a Windows computer where you can pretty much find all of the files and any of the files that run other programs and things, on a Mac, not so easy, because they hide everything. They bury it all, and they don't tell you where it's going to be.
Well, you just set your thing to developer mode, and you supposedly can get at everything.
Developer mode? I didn't know there was a developer mode.
Yeah, there's a developer mode.
How do you get into that?
Yeah, you go to your settings and make sure it's turned on.
Well, now you tell me this. And is this something you've known for a while?
Yeah, I read that book. You know, the book, Mac for Dummies. Of course, that's the one that you decided not to read.
Well, you'd already read it and told me the ending, because you read the last pages of it. Yeah. Oh, right. So I didn't know about that. Well, geez. Now, but we've been talking about this for the last 2 days, and
yeah, but they don't have DLLs in Macs. They have SOs.
Yeah. Okay. Is that why on your computer upstairs, do you have it in developer mode?
Yes, I do.
That's why I could see that plugin that said SO. That's the little bugger that's probably been giving me grief. Well, if this doesn't continue to work the way I want it to work, then I may have to look into that. You always leave out things. You always do. You do that on purpose. You're an a-hole. There you are. What's people saying here? Wonder if frogs eat stink bugs.
I don't know.
Don't know.
Would you eat stink bugs?
Yeah. Hi, Cheryl. Barb goes, oh, Walter's in trouble. Oh, come on, you people. Really, all your groupies out there, I say something a little bit controversial about you, and I get it in the throat. Everybody just loves Walter, even with his stupid Mr. Magoo glasses. Oh, well, whatever. Jan says, that's what you get for drinking the apple Kool-Aid, silly.
Yeah.
Apple Kool-Aid?
Yeah, Apple products.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, yeah. I knew that. For the most part, I like it, but there are things about the Mac that...
Well, for one thing, Apple's, or what do you call it? Windows is based on DOS OS operating system.
Yes, I know.
And Macs are based on Unix.
Unix, Unix.
And Unix works different than Macs, so...
Well, yeah, but I don't know how to use that. Oh, well, I will figure it out. Laura says, very passive-aggressive move, Walter. Yes, Walter knows everything, Jan says. Oh, don't feed into his ego. because he does think he knows everything.
Marsha.
Was that Marsha? Yeah, you got it, Tracy. Walter always says, "Well, you didn't ask me." That's his war cry. Yeah, Walter fan club.
I told you earlier today that there was a developer mode.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did. No, you didn't listen.
No, I did. You imagined it in your head. You imagine a lot of things in your head. You know, he tells stories based on a limited amount of information. Somebody new will move into the neighborhood. Within a day, Walter has their whole life history planned out without having ever spoken to them or read anything about them.
Well, you know, there are possibilities that people do things.
You live in a fantasy world. You should be playing something like Dungeons and Dragons or something like that. Oh, Sly. Really? Oh. Walter is very knowledgeable and patient.
I got smart and handsome too. Hey, you're ugly.
No, I don't remember a lot of things, Barb. I'm old.
He doesn't listen.
What did you say?
You don't listen.
What did you say? Yeah, bugger off. We need merch for our fan club. Yeah, how about targets with Walter's face on them instead of darts? That would be fun. I could get into that. But anyway, so far the system seems to be working okay, but I really am not quite clear on what I did. I mean, I know what I did. I don't know why it's working because of that, but knock wood. Okay, just hope it continues to do that because I need my Stream Deck. All right, speaking of stupid things like software, let's talk about stupid comments on YouTube. Okay, now I'm not pointing my finger out at any of you people. I'm talking about stupid comments in general. I shouldn't call them stupid comments. I should call them, I don't know, comments that I don't understand. First of all, I think there are some people, now I'm not calling these people stupid because I know, if you're not really up to date on the technology, and when you get into our age group, it's not like the kids today that grow up with it. We've all had to learn what we know about technology, basically from scratch and at a later point in life.
Just curious here. Veronica said she bought a 790 Bernina and loves it.
Ooh, we're coming back to you, Veronica, in a minute.
Yeah. Did you buy it with the embroidery unit?
Okay, I said we're coming back to that in a minute. Mind. What part of coming back to this in a minute didn't you go? I have a plan.
Okay, go ahead.
Read my plan. Read my lips. So now I forgot what I was talking about.
Stupid
Anyways,
people.
Okay, no, I was just saying comments. I shouldn't call them stupid, okay? That's probably a derogatory term. I shouldn't be using stupid.
Idiot.
Yeah, that might work. Okay, I swear there are some people who think that we're actually live when it's not a live broadcast. Now, I could see how if you came into the middle of one of the videos, like this one, when it's been being rebroadcast, you might think it's live. And we have people who get upset because I'm not talking to them. I can't talk to you. I'm not there. I get people who goes, "Hi, Stephen and Walter. How are you today?" "I'm really fine." Well, I'm glad about that. And then they'll ask a question. But they're asking a question and expecting an answer right then and there. And it's a rebroadcast. I can't answer you, okay, at that point. Then I had one person got really ticked off with me. They saw one of my earlier videos about the Janome 15,000. And they wrote this great big long piece, literally this big on there, all in capital letters, telling me what I was doing wrong, why it was wrong. Basically, it was all my fault and everything. And I thought, okay, you haven't seen all the videos in the series. Because if you had, you would realize that I had tried most of those things this person had done, and I even had sent it back to the headquarters of Janome, and they couldn't fix it. But what really annoyed me about that comment was everything was written in capital letters. Now, there's a convention on the online world, and most people know this. You don't write your whatever you're writing, whether it be an email, whether it's a comment on a YouTube video, whatever, you do not write it all in capitals because that means you're shouting. And that means you're angry. Okay. So there it was. So I was polite to this person. I said, well, I have tried those things as well. And really at this point, it doesn't matter. The bottom line is I don't have the system anymore. I'm done with it and that kind of thing. And I said, and by the way, do you realize that when you write all in capitals that you're actually shouting at me? And that's just an online convention. Well, then I got shouted at again because she continued to write in capitals and call me paranoid. And then it was a passive aggressive because she says, I think you're very intelligent and I love your videos. But you just called me paranoid. And she says, and you call yourself an idiot. My life, my choice. Like, whatever. So, yeah,
Cheryl says some people don't get all the caps thing in messages. So
No, I know. And I wasn't, I explained it nicely. It wasn't like I was tempted to write my explanation of that all in capitals back, but I didn't figure that was going to solve the problem. But no, this person didn't get it. Yeah, Jan. All right, Jan. Walter. Yeah. Oh, you people just kill me. Oh, you're so funny. Yeah. Ha ha. Oh, well.
Well, and then you had the problem too, didn't you, that in a video of someone that you were interviewing, people would leave comments to the person as if that the person that you're interviewing could answer that.
Yeah, for example, and this happened a lot on the interview I did with Kate from the last Homely House. People discovered the interview months down the road after it was up on there, and they were writing, oh, Kate, that's what I said. Oh, Kate, I just love your quilts, and I really love your cats. And I would write back to them, reply to the comment, go, Kate won't see this message because this isn't Kate's channel. I just did an interview with her on my channel. If you would like to communicate with Kate, you need to go to the Last Homely House, her YouTube channel, and you can write it there. Still, they don't get it. I mean, I don't know, maybe I'm just being too critical about it, but unless you're 3,000 years old, I mean, first of all, if you're able to get onto YouTube and watch videos, you must be able to figure out that, one, many of the videos are not live, and two, that, if somebody is has a video about somebody else, it's on, if you want to talk to the person that's being interviewed or whatever, you need to go to their channel or, have their email address or something, go to a link. I don't get it. I really don't understand it. And I was a teacher, so I understand, that you have to sometimes explain things to people in a way that, you can make it clear. And sometimes you have to explain it several times over. And I do. And still. And it's the same people do this all the time. So, I don't know. I just don't have the patience for that, I guess. Yeah, Laura, okay. I'm easy to tease, yeah. Derek says, not just comments where people lack the ability to effectively express themselves. It's the start of semester, and if I get another email in all caps beginning, hey, what was this thing you said? Oh, God, yes. That brings back memories of when I used to teach school online. Oh, trying to read their little pea-picking minds, I'm telling you. But I get comments like that too. And they're legit comments. People want to know something, but it's like they start in the middle of a paragraph. No context. And we've talked about this before. Do you remember when we all went to school, in elementary school, and they talked about how to answer a question in writing? They always said, put the question as part of your opening statement when you're answering it. And that's another thing that bugs me when you watch people who do lives and the rebroadcast comes on. You will notice that I will look at your comments on here and I will repeat them. The reason being is when this goes to rebroadcast, depending on what somebody's watching it on, they may or may not be able to see the conversation bar, the chat bar. It may not appear. Like, for example, on our Apple TV, which is where I watch a lot of my YouTube videos, if there is a chat sidebar, it doesn't show up in Apple TV. And certain other devices are that way too. So it's like it's a one-sided conversation because since there is no audio when people are writing comments, then if I sat there and went, oh, Jan, you're right. Purple wall, that's a good point. I see what you mean. Oh, Tracy, yeah, I love it too. Nobody has a clue what you're talking about. So I go back in and I read them out. So like
Jenny Harris, why are you bashing your
subscribers.
subscribers? It's probably not a good idea.
I'm
We're
not
not
bashing
technically bashing them. We're telling you that people are making comments that don't make sense.
And I'm not saying necessarily that they are subscribers either. A lot of them, there's a lot of people that are not subscribers that check out, you know, my YouTube and other people's YouTubes, and they're not subscribers. And I'm not bashing people. What I'm doing is I'm trying to point out how you can make, if you've got something legitimate you want to say in a comment, if you're taking the time to write something in the comments, then you need to be aware of the fact that the number of comments that come on to any one video are 20, 30, it could be more than that, whatever. And sometimes these comments come months after the video went up. And to be honest, I don't remember what's in the videos. So if you start in the middle of a paragraph, it was something, I don't know what you're talking about, you know, so I can't respond accurately. And those are what I'm talking about, you know, just the etiquette of writing. And I think people have lost the art of being able to communicate in writing because, well, take a look at text messaging, the short forms that are there that people use. Look on here, the what do you call them? Emoticons that are on here as well. This is, the technology has developed in such a way that we do short forms for everything. And that written communication can be poor at times under the best of circumstances. So basically we are losing the art of being able to write. We're so used to texting and texting in short forms. We're so used to doing things verbally and visually that I think a lot of people have lost the art to be able to communicate clearly in writing, written form. So we're not bashing subscribers, Jenny. Tracy says, kind of like your parents that are new to voicemail and think it's an actual answering machine and try to get your attention. Yeah, that's true, Tracy. That's a good comparison. Em says, are we talking about why I traded in my Bernino video recently? No. Are you talking about Kristen's from
maybe there's a sub conversation going on
that we missed here? I don't know. Isn't the chat only visible when you are live, anyone? I don't think the transcript is available afterwards, so reading the comments makes total sense. Yeah, I'm not sure, Laura, how that works. Because I have seen it. If I watch a rebroadcast, some do. Some show up on a computer, but on other devices they don't. It's kind of hit and miss.
Yeah, we usually watch the rebroadcasts on Apple TV, and we can't see the comments there.
No.
I should go back and maybe look at one of the our broadcasts and see if it's on there. My computer and see what shows up.
What's there, because I'm not sure. March Ann says, I have to ask my grandson what he's really saying sometimes because I don't understand his shortcuts on text messaging. Yeah, well, when I was teaching school, that's how they would write essays. Like they would use the number 4 for the word for in an essay, in a formal paper. I used to have to go through all of that kind of stuff at the beginning of a semester with my students. And I'm not talking the grade 9s, I'm talking the grade 12s. The ones that in our system here in Ontario, we call them the university level courses. They're ones that kids are going off to university. So English is a compulsory course. They have to have grade 12 university level English in order to get into university. And so I'd spend a lot of time in the first semester showing these kids, basically breaking bad habits. They were so used to using their thumbs to write everything on their little keyboard or on, you know, on their device and using all those short forms, they would do the same on a formal paper. And I'd have to retrain them on that. Purple also, Stephen, written communication is such a lost art. It is. People don't even write thank you notes anymore. That's true. Barb says, are you talking about? I think you're being funny, aren't you, Barb? Now Brenda says, I have an old Bernina 1230. Love it. Yeah, we're going to come back to that. Derry says, because of the pandemic, lots of my students can no longer cope with lecture recordings. They openly admit that they have lost the ability to concentrate in classes, let alone write formally. Yeah, well, I could see that. Live chat shows up after 24 hours, Donna says. Okay. I got a lovely thank you card recently and nearly fainted. Well, I have to admit, I don't write thank you cards anymore. I send a thank you email. So, yeah. Plus, no one would be able to read my handwriting because it's horrible. It always has been horrible. Purple Wall says, my favorite is when they put their entire email message in the subject line. Oh, I am glad I have found somebody else that hates that. I do too. He does it. I'll put
a lot of stuff in there.
Yeah.
But I don't put an entire email message.
Well, no, but you put a lot of stuff in there.
And I'll put a lot of stuff in there so that I have an idea of what you're going to open.
Well, you can do that with a few words.
Yeah, well, I only do a few words. I don't put a whole pile in there.
Well, somebody I know writes whole messages pretty much in the subject line. And
I don't do that.
And that, well, you have.
No.
Well, you do. You just don't remember. You don't remember a lot of things. But anyway, so yeah, that drives me mental when they do that. Let's see. Tracy says, that won't fly in university. No, it shouldn't. You must have taken prescription writing 101. Oh, you mean my writing? Oh, yeah. My handwriting is bad. It's always been bad. And I write like a left-handed person. And you know why I do?
And he's right-handed.
And I'm right-handed. Because there was a girl when I was in about the 4th grade that sat next to me in class, and she had beautiful, absolutely beautiful handwriting. But here was the kicker. She was born without fully formed fingers. You know, she had just basically nubs, but she had the most beautiful handwriting I had ever seen, and I tried to copy that. Now the thing was, I thought it was beautiful handwriting, but she had a backhand the way she wrote, and so I ended up copying that, and then my writing just got worse and worse and worse as time went by. In fact, to the point where I can't read my own handwriting. If I have to write something by hand, I'll print it more than anything else. But I can really type fast. Laura says, I do it if it's short. If it's short, like attached is my report or review. Yeah, but that makes sense. Yeah. But some people write you the whole message in the subject.
No, I think a lot of people copy and paste it and it ends up going into the subject.
Well, that could be too. Jan goes, what? Mr. Smart and Handsome Walter? Nah, don't believe you. What doesn't she believe? See, even when we're talking about clarity of communication, even in this format, it's somewhat hard because you're piecing threads together and, they're not connected in that way. Jan says, well, never been so insulted. I'm left-handed, so therefore ambidextrous. Yeah, Jan, whatever. For those of you that don't know Jan and I know each other pretty well. We've never met, but we know each other pretty well, so we like to throw things out at each other. But right-handed. So Barb's ambidextrous, but she's right-handed. Okay, that's confusing.
Actually, I write with my right hand, but if I play a sport like golf or...
You play a sport?
Or baseball, I always have to hit with my left hand.
Baseball been very good too.
I know I haven't played in years, but...
But anyways, I'm just saying that to bring it back to the point I was trying to make, clear communication is a must in this day and age when it comes to like writing comments in like Facebook or Twitter or on YouTube and things like that. And you can't expect I always assume that the person I am writing to
knows nothing. Yeah,
Yeah. Like basically about the subject, I I feel it's best to err on the part of repeating yourself in a written message to make your message clear than not at all. Because, you know, besides, people are very busy these days. And a lot of people don't read entire messages, they skim them. So maybe that's where the capital letters come in to play. I don't know. Derek says, that is one thing that I regret. My handwriting has deteriorated over the years. When you think of how long we could write for an exam years ago, now I can barely manage 10 minutes. Yeah, Barb says I only write with my right hand, do everything else with my left. Yeah, Derek, what you're saying is very true. With the development of computer technology, and I took typewriting. Yes, typewriting. It wasn't called keyboarding when I went to school. It's called typewriting and stuff like that. I don't like to handwrite. I find it almost physically painful to do something like that. I would much rather type, use the keyboard with it, and you lose the skill to write well. It's an art. It's a practice. No wonder they use.
Yeah, nowadays a lot of the kids can't read cursive writing. So.
Oh yeah, because they don't teach cursive in school anymore. That's for sure. Laura says, same with me, Walter. Born right-handed, but I do a lot with my left hand. I think that is maybe because both my parents were left-handed.
No, my parents, and my sisters are all right-handed. I don't have anybody else that. I don't know if my siblings or my parents did things with their left hand. I just know I do.
Well,
I know it feels uncomfortable for me to try and I've only played golf a few times in my life, and I always had to get left-handed clubs when I was going or whatever. Oh, yeah. And one time they ran out of left-handed clubs, so I had to have right-handed clubs, and I definitely could not play with them.
No. So maybe we should go out and get a left-handed spatula for you.
Well, no, I cooked with my right hand.
I know. That's an old joke. Mm. When my first job was a busboy, and the first night I was working in the restaurant, the chef there told me to go and get him a left-handed spatula, and I couldn't find one. I was 14, so I was easily fooled. Well, actually, I still am.
Yeah. When you're working on those jobs, they always gave you a runaround for stuff.
Yeah.
They told me a job I first started working. They told me to go ask Paul up in the computer room. So I went upstairs and I said, "Do you know who Paul is?" And it was Paul I was asking. He goes, "No, there's no Paul here."
Yeah, well, good job. But anyways, Laura says, I don't write in cursive. I print because my writing is just garbage. Yeah, that's what I do too. So I print by hand and type everything else. I write
cursive when I put notes to myself.
Oh, you can read them?
Yeah.
Derek says, I felt sorry for Prince William trying to sign the accession
document.
Yeah, left-handed, desperately trying not to smudge the fountain pen on the document. Oh, he didn't realize that he was left-handed. Cheryl Hogan says, my grandsons learn cursive writing, but they go to a private school, 14 in a class, so they have more time to teach cursive. Yeah. Left-handed spatula? Yeah, I've heard that as a kid, and I fell for it too. Yeah, it's an old joke. But let's back up now. Who was it that was talking about the sewing machine? Bernina, but... Oops. Come back here. Wrong one. I just wanted to... That was way up. Who was it? Forgot who said this. Because I said I was going to come back to that.
I think it was Veronica.
Oh, was it Veronica? Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, no, it was Marilyn. No, wait, it was Veronica. Okay, oops.
No, where you?
Did I pass it?
You passed it right there.
Veronica. Oh, okay, fine. Are you still thinking about buying a Bernina? I just bought a 790. I love it. I have an M72. I love it too.
I don't know what an M72
What's an M72?
Is that a Bernina
or do you mean, or is that a Janome M7?
Or I have an M7 too.
I love it too. Okay, I'm confused. But anyways, I'm not buying a Bernina because I've got the M7 and I'm really, really happy with the M7. So, and it's not like I need a new sewing machine.
Yeah, same with me. I have the 6700, and I looked at the Berninas, but I thought, do I need another sewing machine? Because
They're
I'm
slick.
happy.
They're
I'm
slick.
happy with the 6700.
Yeah. And I don't know if I brought it up last week or not, but I think it's Kristen. She's in, I think, in Edinburgh area. She had a Bernina, a B770, I think it was, which is a really top of the line Bernina, one of their top of the lines.
And I believe the 770. There is a. I'm not sure if it's a 770. There's a 700 model Bernina, which is odd that has only a 5.5 inch stitch width for some reason.
Oh,
and I don't know why it's that. Why in the 700 models they have one that's a skinny stitch.
Yeah, Veronica says Janome M7. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought you meant, Veronica. But anyways, she got rid of it. She bought a brand new one. Actually, I think she bought a demo model, but she had all kinds of problems with it. And she does a really good, if you're interested in Bernina machines and you haven't seen that video, it's a really good one to watch because she talks about the problems she had with it, but she's not griping. She's not, cursing the machine or anything. She's saying this has happened, this happened, that happened, and she just gave up on it and she got herself a fath. But there is another YouTube person out there. Her name is the Opinionated Quilter. You should check her out because she'll scare you. Because she looks like she's really angry at everything. But she really knows what she's talking about. And I think she operates a quilt store and she's a Bernina dealer. And she talked directly about this video that Kristen made. And she does it in two parts, actually. She has a two-part video where she actually takes each one of the things that Kristen said she had a problem with and shows what she should have done to correct the problem. Now, she's not cutting up Kristen or anything like that. She's being very helpful about it, but she obviously knows a great deal about the machines. But what I like about those two people and what they're talking about, the Berninas, is I thought they were really good in terms of if you were making up your mind whether or not you wanted to buy a Bernina. I think those two people are videos you should watch that they have because they give a very honest an assessment on the pro side and the con side with it. So I thought they're really good. Marilyn says there are both 9mm and 5mm in the Bernina 7 series. Some people like the 5mm for small piecing and sewing. So they have about, well, when we were at Kawartha Quilting and I was looking at the Berninas and I was going, these are nice. They look nice. And apparently they're manufactured, or no, they have, I don't know, manufacturer, but a distribution center for them in the town next door to us, which I did not know. So, if you need servicing, although Kawartha Quilting, the place that we saw them at, that we did the interview and store tour on, they service them right there too, as well. Although you said you were disappointed because when we were there doing the tour, they had one opened up for repair, and you said what? It was all plastic.
Well, no, it wasn't all plastic, but I don't know. I don't know what the dronomies look like when you open them up either, but I mean, I just thought to myself that they didn't look as sturdy as I thought they should.
No, I don't know. But anyway, so Francis says, I love Kristen's videos and the way she explains in her videos. And yes, the opinionately does take a bit of getting used to. And thanks for more info on later. Yeah. Barb says, I got a Bernina in 1990 that isn't electronic, but you choose designs, etc. with a built-in roller ball. Still a good machine, but I love my Juki. Yeah. And I saw the video Kristen Tracy said did. She was not saying all Berninas were bad. She was saying the floor model one she had gave her issues. Yeah. And it might have been because it was a floor model. Yeah. Too, as well. So I don't know. But I thought she was very fair in what she was saying. She wasn't saying this thing is a piece of shit and I want to get rid of it. She was explaining the problem she personally was having with it. And the Opinionated Quilter was doing,
I mean,
she was a dealer, but she was being fair. She wasn't trying to sell you the Bernina. She was trying to show you how those problems could have been overcome. M says the opinionated quilter tried to say how easy Bernina is to use, and at the same time there's a learning curve, which confuses me. Well, you know, actually there's a learning curve with every sewing machine. And the more sophisticated the sewing machine, you know, with all the computerized parts that are on them now and everything, yeah, you're going to have a learning curve with them. And they are something that you need to read your manual for. And having, you know, coming from me, that is sage advice because I never read a manual. I have it on a need to know basis. But you do really need to know it. In fact, learned something new yesterday. I didn't tell you about this. When I piece on my M7 machine, there is a special foot. It's called the HP foot, the high performance foot, and it's a 1/4 inch foot. And I've been using it for all my piecing for the last little while. And there's a special foot plate that you have to use with it. And it's a single hole or foot plate. And you can't adjust the needle. It goes right in the middle, but by using that foot, you have a good 1/4 inch seam allowance. However, there's a tiny little hole, big enough for a needle, in one of the prongs in the feet, like one of the foot prongs. And you can't move the needle over into that when you've got the HP plate on. However, someone talked on the Energize, on the retreat I was on, and said, actually it was the organizer of it, she said she had just seen a video where you can use that. And what you do is you put in your zigzag plate, and you know it's got the bigger hole in it, so you know if you're doing decorative stitches, your needle can go back and forth in there. And if you put that one in, it'll automatically, the needle will move over to that hole. You can sew with that, and it gives you 1/8 of an inch, which would be great for top stitching around like a bag or something where you need just a little bit, which that is not in the manual either about that. So I tried it out, and yep, works like a charm. So the next time I need 1/8 of an inch around something on that, I'll use that. So yeah. Veronica says, I came in a little bit of money and there was 3 machines that I want this year. I bought a Luminaire XP2, the Janome M7, and a Bernina 790. So I bought all 3. I like different things about each one. Okay, I can understand the Luminaire because the Luminaire does embroidery, right? As well. But if you've got a Bernina 790 and you've got a Janome M7 and you bought both of them pretty much around the same time, is there a reason for that? Is one going to be sort of like your travel machine? I mean, the Janome M7, I have a different machine for traveling.
I don't think any 3 of them would be a good traveling machine because they're
probably all big. Yeah, I know the Luminaire's big too. So Eddie says, Steve, I took my first embroidery class this week, and when I took the project home to finish it was a mess. Skip stitches everywhere. It turns out you can't use the free motion foot to embroider. No. No, you can't. Eddie, what were you embroidering on?
What kind of machine
were you using to embroider? Like, are you talking machine embroidery, or are you talking using decorative stitches? Because there's a difference in those. Tell me, Eddie. I want to know. Tracy said, I tried to go computerized with the Brother H1850 and only got to use it for less than 2 hours before feed dogs broke and had to send it back. No more computer for me. Well, I don't necessarily think that was a problem with the computer. I think that might have been a problem with the Brother. The reason I say that is because my very first sewing machine was, mind you, it was a really cheap Brother. I bought it from Costco for $189.
It depends on what model of Brother. Yeah. If you have an upper end model Brother, I think they're actually pretty good. But if you get a lower end Brother model that you buy at Walmart or something like that, they do tend to break. So,
and your feed dogs broke. Did you have a needle crash into them? Because that sounds kind of weird. Again, Tracy, inquiring minds want to know more. Patsy, I thought that extra hole in the HP foot was for resetting the needle location when changing the foot or turning on the machine. I don't know what it's for. What your machine will do when you first turn it on is it's over by that hole and then it moves to the center when you've got the HP plate in it. But if you want to sew 1/8 of an inch, put in the zigzag plate and it'll go move right over to that hole and away you go. Veronica says, no, I just want them. Like I said, there's different things I like about each one.
Oh, if you have the money for it,
you got the money for it,
and you want something,
yeah, go for it.
You don't have to justify it.
No, you're a girl after my own heart, actually. I never justify these things. I don't have to. Eddie says, embroidery machine, I called my baby lock dealer and said it was broken. They said bring it in and had a good laugh when they saw the free motion foot on there. To be honest, they look the same to me. Okay, well, so you're talking about a foot that's got a ring, right? It looks like a little circle. The needle goes down inside. Because the free motion foot does have that too, but the free motion foot usually has what looks like a spring on it as well, so it can pop up and down. Now, I'm not sure what it would look like on a baby lock.
I know, like, I mean, usually the machines have a specific foot that you use for embroidery. I mean, if you have we have a dedicated embroidery machine, so it only uses one foot.
Yeah,
so
you don't change it out, but interesting. Jan says, I was thinking that hole was for twin needling. Oh, no, Jan. Do not go there.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, God, no. You want to hear your machine make a noise? As it crunches? Yeah, no. Glenna says, thank you for the 1/8 inch seam pin with the HP foot. Yeah, I tried it. Works like a charm. Really does. That HP foot is great. I mean, since I've started using that for piecing, my 1/4 inch seams are bang on with it. The only disadvantage is if you need to do a scant 1/4 inch, and I never do. Anytime they talk about a scant 1/4 inch, I ignore it. You can't move the needle with the HP plate on it, so you can't adjust where the needle's going to go. So, you know, a scant 1/4 inch, usually you want to come in about 1 thread width kind of a thing, and you can't do that with the HP foot.
Well, Tracy said she lowered her feed dogs to free motion quilt.
Yeah.
And then when she was done, tried to raise them again, it wouldn't work.
Afterwards, needle kept airing out in the bobbin case. I wasn't going to mess with it because it's a computer. Huh. Yeah,
Oh,
that sounds like a really big problem. It sounds like something went haywire in the computerized system. Yeah, so I can see what you're talking about. Yeah, Patsy says she loves using HP foot for piecing too. Yeah. Jan says, I'll let you try it first, Steven. Yeah, right, Jan. No.
Yeah, Marilyn, the HP plate is a single hole plate.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you have like something like the M7, and there's other models too in Janome, the Janome machines will know which plate you have in, and it won't work. You won't be able, if you've got the wrong foot on for that, it won't work. And certain stitches will be grayed out on your screen because it can't work with that
like
plate.
it won't let you do a zigzag or something like that.
And it comes up with a warning and says, are you sure you got the right foot in? Which I think is a good thing because it's very easy to get things mixed up. Ask me how I know that. Sounds like some honest mistake have the potential to be costly fixes. Oh yeah. Yeah, well, it's like any piece of technology, right? You got to be careful with them. Because yeah, you can have a problem. So, talking about stupid things people do, have any of you know about the app called Nextdoor? It's an app you can put onto your phone, and basically it's like Facebook, but it's more selective. You can put in the area that you live in, and you'll be connected with people that live in the same area. Oh my God. What people write about on this. What was the one about the beaver dam?
Oh, some guy was upset because there's a recreation complex near us, and behind it is a big forested area with paths in it. And there was a bunch of beavers built a dam in the,
as they do,
in the in the stream that's there. And this guy was upset because the beavers were causing the dam to overflow its banks, and the river to overflow its banks, and the water was getting high underneath the footbridge that was crossing it, and he was upset because he felt the city should come in and remove the beavers because they were encroaching on his ability to use the footpaths in the woods.
Yeah, like, okay. And then there's another one, looking for someone to help change a light bulb. Okay. Now, mind you, I think some of these sound really dumb, but I think it goes back to what I said before about clear communication and writing. They start in the middle of a sentence. Like, I think what this person meant was her light fixture was up really high, and she didn't have a way to get up. Like, I guess she probably didn't have a ladder big enough,
or she didn't know how to do it. I mean,
yeah,
wire an electrical fixture.
But it was
But
like,
it came up like,
how do you change a light bulb? I need
light
someone to change a light bulb. Okay. And then there's been other things, and people bitch on there about the stupidest things. Like, what was the thing about the sewer charges?
Oh, well, our local area that we live in, you get charged for water. Like most cities, you get charged for water. And they were complaining about the way the city charges for water. And without actually going on to, you can easily go on to the website for the city and look up. It has a detailed explanation on how the bills work and how you get charged for water and that. But they're complaining. And they're saying, like, I mean, this has been like this for as long as I've ever lived in this city. The water bills all work the same. And they were complaining that this was wrong, and they needed to complain about it and have somebody change it. And they're all complaining about it. And I'm going, well, no, this is the way it works. It's worked like that for 100 years, and you're not going to change the way the city bills.
I mean, I admit, they charge us a lot of money for it. And you kind of think to yourself, well, why? And then you have people, there's an adage about, you want to save water, don't flush your toilet so often. And if it's adage? If it's yellow, let it mellow. If it's brown, flush it down. Yeah, I'm going to sit around and have a
So there's this big, huge discussion. And they're all up in arms that they're going to go to the city and complain and everything else. And yeah, good luck.
And then there are some that are a little bit on the iffy side. Like, there's been more than one guy on there that goes, I'm going out for a walk later. Who wants to join me? And he's writing that for midnight. I'm going for a walk in the woods. Who'd like to join me? Hello, can we say rapist? Whatever on that. And then there's people who complain about somebody's bushes are too high, or they've sighted a coyote.
Oh no, there was one in the summer where some guy was complaining that his next door neighbor was sunbathing nude in his backyard.
Yeah. And so there was an outrage by a couple of people. Well, stop looking.
Yeah, actually, a few people had written on there, well, get your binoculars, put your binoculars
down. Yeah. Patsy says, Sherry's here. Hi, Sherry. Tracy says, happened to off kilter crafter and had the wrong plate on, broke his needle trying to zigzag stitches. Bernina didn't warn him. Yeah. It happens.
I mean, there are valid ones where they've got pictures of people trying to break into people's cars or looking for cars' doors that are open.
Yeah, or people who've lost a pet or something like that. Like, there are some things on there that are really legit, but the ones that are the crazies out there, they, like, wow. Cheryl says, my husband gets on that app. Someone gave him a hard time because he killed a black widow spider, told him he should have relocated it. Yeah, well, there's always the tree huggers on there. Yeah, believe me, I see a black widow spider.
There was one guy in the summer that seemed to be very uptight about snakes in the area. And in our area that we live in, there really aren't any venomous
There's
snakes.
no venomous ones.
The only ones that there are garter snakes, which are insect eating, and they're very small.
Yeah.
Well, he wrote the message like, my kid is in my backyard 24/7, right? And I'm afraid that he's going to be attacked by a snake. And somebody else wrote, well, if your kid's in your backyard 24/7, you're abusing them.
Yeah.
and, and, and in our area, we also have coyotes, which are more dangerous, right? And somebody else wrote, well, I'd be more worried about coyotes than snakes.
Yeah.
And it was somewhat comic. I mean, have been a few things that are both on there that are legitimate concerns. Like there was one thing that came up that was that the city had passed a bylaw, right? And discreetly, and didn't tell anyone. And these people have picked up on it and started complaining to the city. And since then, the city has repealed the bylaw and is going to have a discussion about it. So in some ways, it is actually good because now I know this was happening. But so, I mean, at first I went on it for a while and then I went off it again because I thought there were a lot of people trying to sell me stuff. And then I went back on it again because right now it's a form of entertainment. Yeah. And the other thing is occasionally there is something on there that's worthwhile to worthwhile information. So
yeah, Laura says she's heard of it. It's Facebook, but nastier and closer to home. Barb says many of our next door posts are pictures of people prowling our property in the wee hours. Yeah, that's
like there's people going around. We live near the university, and there's a lot of people going around checking people's car doors to see if they're open to steal whatever is within.
And one lady reported that, and she caught the person. Somebody came onto her front porch and stole her cushions from her chairs and everything. She went and chased them out of it.
There's another one where somebody which was a little bit disturbing, came to their door and started knocking on their door late at night and wanted to get in, kept trying to get in. And
he was naked.
And it turned out they were drunk out of their mind.
And they were naked.
Yeah.
Okay. There's fun. Hi, Adam. Derek says next door sounds like a paradise for stalkers or nightmare neighbors. Well, yeah, I think so.
I mean,
there's a lot of it. If anything, there's a lot of entertainment on it as far as funny things. Laura says, or they are looking for people with loose lips about their daily routine as a way to look for places to rob. Oh, there's a good point. There are a lot of trolls on the app, but not everyone is. Just have to be cautious. Yeah, that's true. They could be waiting to see, and you'll say, well, I'm going to go be away on a vacation for 2 weeks, and too much information.
Yeah, there. Like somebody says, oh, I'm looking for somebody to look after my house while I'm away for the winter or something.
Yeah.
Adam
says, we had similar in the next village Facebook group. 2 neighbors were arguing about bad parking, so the man went and moved his car, took a photo, and then put another post up saying, happy now. And Judy says, hi, Judy. We have drones checking out our street. Drones? Whoa. Okay. And I'm assuming what you're saying is that these are drones owned by people who are being voyeuristic kind of thing or more. Yeah, there's technology for you, right?
Yeah, I know. You got to be careful on anything that you're on.
Laura says, yes, it happened in Cambridge recently. So, yep. Yeah, you got to be careful what you put on Facebook or any of those kind of apps, because, there's some who are taking advantage of that for sinister purposes. But anyways, so, glad everybody could join us. That's your time. I have to get back to my retreat for the after retreat party. Dan, are you coming to that? The after party kind of thing, such as it is. We have to figure out what we're having for dinner too, on all of that. So anyways, coming up this week, Craft and Chat, Wednesday, 1 p.m. The link is in the show notes. If you haven't registered yet and you're planning to for the retreat, time is fleeting. We're up to 68 people. Adam is one of my guest speakers that's on here as well. Everybody knows Adam Sows, I hope. And if you don't, check his YouTube channel out. And Sherry is on here. Sherry McGill is on here as well. I interviewed her recently. Check out her YouTube channel as well. It's very good. Lessons learned. And I don't know if there's anybody else on here that I've missed as far as the YouTube channel is concerned. And if I did, I'm sorry. Send me an email. Let me know. I'll review it. Okay. So that's us for today. And everybody enjoy the rest of what's left of the weekend and have a great week. And we'll see everybody next week. Remember, next week we're on an hour earlier, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, because it's Canadian Thanksgiving next weekend.
Hopefully I won't be wearing these anymore.
Yeah, whatever. Okay. We'll see everybody later. Bye-bye.
Yeah, bye-bye.